submerged in historic floods. Disaster across UAE, shocking the entire. Welcome to the latest issue of Top Secret. Dubai, the dazzling golden city, now submerged in historic floods, as if heaven and earth collapsed. Raging floodwaters submerged streets, swept away vehicles, turning the Emirates into a battlefield of furious nature. Millions panicked, the whole world stunned by the unprecedented disaster. Can Dubai recover from this nightmare? The flood submerged Dubai like a shocking disaster. A terrifying heavy rain suddenly hit the Gulf region, sweeping away everything in its path and leaving indelible wounds. In the United Arab Emirates, especially Dubai, the magnificent desert city famous for its skyscrapers and arid deserts, now submerged in a sea of water. Modern highways turned into rivers, vehicles abandoned in disarray, and the lives of millions disrupted. In just one day, over 120 millimeters of rain poured down on Dubai, a figure far exceeding the annual average rainfall it is. The whole world was bewildered by the unprecedented scene, as if nature was delivering a powerful blow to human arrogance. Dubai, a symbol of wealth and modernity, had never witnessed such a violent flood. The rain started late at night, accompanied by strong gusts, disrupting flights at Dubai International Airport, the world's busiest aviation hub. Streets once brightly lit were now flooded, with large puddles like small lakes in the heart of the city. In Oman, the tragedy became even more heartbreaking as rescue teams continued efforts to find two missing people amid images of floating vehicles, flooded houses, and panicked people seeking shelter were etched in everyone's minds. As a warning that nature, no matter how peaceful, can turn furious at any time. This flood is not just a weather phenomenon, but also a story of loss, resilience, and human smallness before the power of nature. From Dubai to Oman, people faced unprecedented challenges, from losing homes and property to the pain of losing loved ones. A Dubai resident recounted witnessing his expensive car swept away by floodwaters, as if his dream of a prosperous life vanished in an instant. In Oman, a mother fainted upon learning her child was among the unfortunate victims. These heartbreaking stories, though different in context, share a common message that humans need to live more harmoniously with nature or pay a heavy price. The brutal aftermath of a flooded Dubai. The floods left a gloomy picture in Dubai, where modern highways and luxurious urban areas suddenly submerged in a sea of water. In just a few hours, over 30 millimeters of rain poured down in the morning, and by the end of the day, this number surged to over 120 millimeters, far exceeding the annual average rainfall of this arid desert region. Streets once the pride of Dubai, with magnificent skyscrapers like Burj Khalifa, now submerged in murky water. Vehicles abandoned haphazardly on roads, many stuck in deep water puddles while people helplessly watched their property swept away by the flood. Dubai International Airport, the world's largest aviation hub, fell into chaos as flights were cancelled or delayed due to strong winds and flooded runways. Thousands of passengers stranded at the terminal, with worried and tired faces. A woman at the airport said she had to sleep on waiting chairs for 12 hours, not knowing when she could return home. Strong winds, combined with thunder and lightning, created a terrifying scene, as if nature was punishing human arrogance. As tallest building, as a symbol of humanity. Residential areas and commercial centers in Dubai also couldn't escape the disaster. Floodwaters poured into underground shopping areas, destroying goods and equipment worth millions of dollars. A shop owner in Dubai International City shared that all her goods were swept away by floodwaters, pushing her family into debt. She said just hours before, she was still arranging goods hoping for a good business day, but the flood took everything away. Flooded roads also paralyzed traffic, with many drivers stuck in deeper water puddles than expected. A driver in Dubai said he tried to drive through a flooded road, but the floodwaters were too strong, causing his car to stall midstream. In Oman, the situation was even more tragic with 18 deaths, including 9 students and their driver, when their vehicle was swept away by floodwaters in Samanazan. Rescue teams worked tirelessly, but hope of finding the 2 missing people grew increasingly faint. A resident in his Sharikabak province, the hardest hit area, said he witnessed floodwaters sweeping away an entire small village, leaving behind rubble and unending pain. These losses are not just numbers, but stories of broken families, shattered dreams, and communities struggling to stand up. Life paralyzed, Dubai and Oman submerged in difficulties. The terrifying flood completely disrupted the lives of people in Dubai and Oman, turning cities once dazzling with lights into flooded lands full of insecurity. In Dubai, authorities quickly decided to allow administrative staff in both public and private sectors to take leave to ensure safety amid the pouring rain. Schools across the city closed before the storm hit, while government employees were encouraged to work remotely to avoid danger. However, not everyone could stay home. Many still had to go out, despite flood warnings, resulting in numerous people trapped amid raging waters. A delivery worker in Dubai said he tried to complete his last order of the day, but the floodwaters rose too quickly, submerging his motorcycle. He was forced to abandon his vehicle and wade several kilometers through knee-deep water to return home, his heart filled with worry for his waiting family. Traffic in Dubai was almost completely paralyzed. The modern highways, once the pride of the city, had turned into muddy rivers with vehicles abandoned everywhere. Local authorities mobilized dozens of tankers to pump water from main roads, but these efforts seemed like a drop in the ocean given the rainfall exceeding 120 millimeters in just one day. A resident in central Dubai shared that it took him over 3 hours to travel a distance of just a few kilometers due to deep flooding and traffic gridlock everywhere. He recounted that the sight of expensive cars floating on the roads, pushed by floodwaters like toys, made him realize human helplessness against nature's fury. Essential public services were also severely disrupted. Many areas in Dubai lost a forcing residents to live in darkness, relying only on a faint light from candles or flashlights. A family in Dubai International City said they had to use candles to light their home, referring to a time before electricity. The father in the family shared that his children, accustomed to the city's bright lights, now huddled in corners of the house, frightened by the sound of water hitting the door. The clean water supply system was also heavily affected as floodwaters contaminated the pipes. Residents had to queue for hours in the rain to receive water from government-provided tankers. A young mother in Dubai said she waited over 2 hours to get a can of water, just enough for her family for one day. The image of patient queues of people holding buckets became a symbol of resilience but also heartbreak. In Oman, the situation was no less serious. Local authorities encouraged residents to evacuate to safe shelters if they felt in danger or received orders from authorities. Police and military forces were urgently deployed to North Al-Batina Governorate, the hardest-hit area, to assist in evacuating people from flooded zones. A resident here said he had to leave his home, where his family had lived for 3 generations, taking only a few sets of clothes and some dried food. He said the feeling of watching his home submerged by floodwaters was a pain beyond words. He arrived at a temporary relief center, where thousands of others were also seeking shelter, hoping to return home one day. Clean water in Oman also became a matter of survival. The water supply system was severely damaged, forcing people to rely on rainwater or relief tankers. A mother in North Al-Batina Governorate shared that she stayed up all night collecting rainwater from the roof, as it was the only source her family could use for cooking and drinking. She said every drop falling into the small bucket carried hope, but also reminded her of the harshness of their current circumstances. These difficulties, though small compared to the scale of the disaster, added to people's anxiety and insecurity, making life feel more fragile than ever. Amid countless hardships and losses, people in Dubai and Oman proved that solidarity can ignite hope even in the darkest hours. In Dubai, rescue teams worked tirelessly despite flooded roads and harsh weather conditions. They operated tankers and rubber boats, navigating through streets to rescue those trapped. A rescuer in Dubai said he worked continuously for 24 hours without a break, just to ensure no one was left behind in the floodwaters. He said each time he brought someone to safety, whether a child or an elderly person, he felt he had triumphed over nature, bringing a glitter of light in the darkness. Volunteers from everywhere also flocked to Dubai, bringing food, clothing, and warm words of encouragement. A group of young people in Dubai International City organized themselves to clear mud from the roads, helping residents move more easily. A member of the group shared that although they lacked experience, seeing their neighbors' smiles gave them more motivation to work. Temporary relief centers were set up in schools and cultural centers, becoming shelters for thousands of homeless people. A female volunteer at a relief center said she cried when she saw a child sleeping in a makeshift tent. But the child's smile upon receiving a cake made her determined to continue. She said such moments were the source of strength for her and her teammates to overcome fatigue. In Oman, police and military forces braved dangers, wading through floodwaters to rescue people in isolated areas. An officer in North Albertina Governor shared that he had witnessed many heartbreaking scenes, from collapsed houses to families losing loved ones. However, he also saw the resilience of the people, who still smiled and thanked others despite how he lost everything. He told of a family in a small village who, despite losing their home, were willing to share their meager food with others at the relief center. These acts of sharing, though small, became flames that warmed the hearts of the entire community. Authorities in both Dubai and Oman quickly intervened with decisive measures. In Dubai, emergency management agencies issued red alerts, urging people to avoid dangerous areas like flooded roads or unstable structures. They also set up hotlines for people to report situations and request assistance. In Oman, authorities coordinated aid to the worst affected areas, ensuring that food, water, and medicine were distributed promptly. An elderly man in Dubai, with a weathered face but bright eyes, said he was grateful to have a place to shelter, even if just a small corner at a relief center. He said that although he lost his home, which held memories of a lifetime, he still believed the community would help him stand up again. On social media, people in both areas shared images and videos of the flood's aftermath, from flooded roads to devastated homes. But amidst the heartbreaking scenes were warm moments, like a group of young people in Dubai pushing a stuck car out of the water together, or a man in Oman using his small boat to ferry neighbors to safety. Local bloggers continuously urged people to stay calm, follow government guidance, and join hands to help those in difficulty. A social media post in Dubai wrote that floods may destroy homes but cannot destroy our spirit of unity. These words of encouragement quickly spread, becoming a source of spiritual strength for millions, hoping to believe that no matter how difficult it gets, they can overcome it together. Stories of compassion and unity in Dubai and Oman are not only inspirational but also proof that humans, though small before nature, can create miracles when standing on the same front. From muddy roads to crowded relief centers, community spirit is becoming a flame illuminating the path ahead, guiding people through the disaster toward a brighter future. Nature holds a profound warning. The devastating flood in Dubai and Oman is not just a natural disaster but also a harsh warning about the fragile relationship between humans and nature. Climate scientists state that climate change, with rising global temperatures and abnormal shifts in weather patterns, has made extreme weather events like floods, major storms, and droughts increasingly common. In the Gulf region, known for its arid climate and endless deserts, rainfall exceeding 120 millimeters in just one day is unprecedented in history. These numbers are not just dry statistics but vivid evidence of nature's destructive power when pushed to its limits. Torrential rains, combined with strong gusts, turned Dubai's modern highways into murky rivers and submerged villages in Oman underwater. Despite facing painful losses, the people in Dubai and Oman maintain faith in a better future. In Dubai, charities quickly mobilized to call for donations from everywhere to support families who lost their homes. A non-governmental organization in Dubai distributed thousands of meals and warm blankets to those isolated by the flood. A young volunteer shared that she was moved to see children in the relief center smile upon receiving a new shirt, even though they had just lost everything. In Oman, NGOs closely coordinated with authorities to provide medicine and medical services to prevent the risk of diseases like dengue fever and diarrhea, which often break out after floods. A business owner in Dubai recounted that he used all of last month's profits to buy construction materials to help rebuild destroyed homes. These actions, though small compared to the scale of the disaster, ignited a flame of hope in people's hearts, proving that compassion and unity can overcome all challenges. The journey to rebirth a bright future. The recovery journey after the flood in Dubai and Oman is a long and arduous path, requiring patience, determination, and close coordination among authorities, citizens, and the international community. Weather forecasts indicate heavy rain may persist for several more days, making recovery efforts even more difficult. In Dubai, local authorities advise residents to continue closely monitoring river and canal water levels, as even a small increase could trigger new floods. A resident in Dubai's coastal area said he has learned to check water levels every morning because any abnormal sign could be a warning of a new disaster. In Oman, flash floods continue to threaten rural areas, forcing rescue teams to work in dangerous conditions to ensure people's safety. Experts have begun assessing total damages, from infrastructure and homes to the economy and people's livelihoods. In Dubai, estimated damages can reach billions of dollars, with thousands of homes destroyed and millions affected. Major shopping centers, the city's economic drivers, suffered severe damage as floodwaters inundated underground shopping areas. A manager at a shopping center in Dubai shared that although his store was flooded, he is trying to clean and repair it to reopen soon. Because he knows that economic recovery is key for the community to stand up again. In Oman, agricultural areas were severely devastated, with thousands of farmers losing their entire crop. A farmer in his Sarika province recounted that he lost his entire rice crop, his family's only source of income. He said he doesn't know how to start over but still hopes for support from the community. Support from the international community is becoming a great source of motivation for Dubai and Oman. International organizations like the United Nations and the Red Cross have begun sending aid, from food and clothing to building materials. In Dubai, the first aid shipments have arrived, bringing hope to those who lost everything. An international volunteer in Oman shared that she was shocked by the extent of the flood's destruction. But it was the resilience of the people that made her determined to stay and help. She told of a family in Oman who, despite losing their home, willingly shared their meager rice with others in the relief center, as a testament to the spirit of compassion. The flood, while leaving deep wounds, is also a story of resilience, unity, and strong faith in tomorrow. From the swampy roads in Dubai to the ruined homes in Oman, people are step by step writing a new chapter, one of rebirth and hope. A resident in Dubai, with an optimistic smile despite standing before his damaged house, said the flood could take everything but not their will. In Oman, a group of young volunteers works day and night to clear the streets, believing that every cleared road is a step closer to normal life. Nature may be powerful, but humans, with warm hearts and iron will always find a way to overcome all challenges, rebuilding a brighter future from the ruins. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for the secret channel Beyond the Veil 070. Thank you for watching the video until the end, and see you again.